A question I commonly get asked is, how do we determine the effectiveness of a creative, and what metrics do we look at to determine whether we should turn it off or scale it? So today I'm going to be going over the 5 different metrics that we look at to determine whether a creative is good or not, and whether we turn it off or keep it on or scale it. So let's just jump into it. So I have a client ad account in front of me, and we have 4 different columns, and I've left out the ROAS column. So the 5 different metrics that we look at is the amount spent, the unique outbound click-through rate, the video hook rate, the video hold rate, which are both 2 custom metrics, and then the purchase ROAS. So starting with the purchase ROAS, essentially if the creative is not bringing you the ROAS that you want it to, or it's not above your break-even ROAS or your desired ROAS, then we turn it off. And that's quite as simple as it gets. In terms of the amount spent, we normally look at, for example, if we have 5 different ads in an ad set, the one with the most spent that book is allocated to it is probably going to be the best creative, just because book is basically saying this creative is got the best interaction. It's the easiest to push out on the platform. And for that reason, that is why we are spending more money on this ad, and that's going to be the one that's easiest to scale. So the ad that has the most budget towards it is normally the one that we would just keep on kind of no matter what, even if the ROAS is low. And that's kind of the only exception between the ROAS and the amount spent. So if your amount spent on an ad is high, it normally means that Facebook is telling you this is going to be the easiest ad to scale. The unique outbound click-through rate is basically telling you how many people saw your ad and actually clicked through and clicked on your ad, right? So above a 2% is really good. And you can tell really quickly how good your creatives are by looking at the unique outbound click-through rate. If it's under a 1%, then your creatives are bad. There's no way around that. And that's the first thing we kind of look at with doing when we do audits on accounts. We look at how good were the creatives, and one of the main metrics that we look at is what is the unique outbound click-through rate, because you can tell really quickly if the unique outbound click-through rate is like under a 2.5%, then they're obviously missing the mark when it comes to the creatives. In terms of the video hook rate and the video hold rate, so these are 2 awesome metrics that I was introduced to by a YouTuber called Dara. And basically what they entail is video hook rate is the 3-second video plays divided by the impressions. These are both custom metrics that you have to create in the ads manager. Video hold rate is the through plays divided by the impressions. So basically what these 2 entail is exactly what it says in the name. The video hook rate basically tells you how well is your hook performing, and the video hold rate is telling you how well the rest of the video is performing. So for our clients and the creatives that we create for them, we like to have the video hook rate at above a 25%. If it's less than 25%, then there's a problem with the hook. We need to go back to the drawing board and redo that hook for that creative. When it comes to the video hold rating, above a 10% is normally pretty good. It's a little bit harder to get a video hold rate a little bit longer, just because people's attention span is the same as a goldfish these days. So getting people to watch your entire video is quite hard. So what we would normally do is we would put a bunch of videos in the ad sets. We would upload a bunch of ads. We would look at which ones are getting the best video hook rate. We would put the hooks that we used in those videos with the ones with the best hold rate. And that's basically just a recipe for success. So video hold rate, you want to get it above a 10%, and video hook rate, you want to get it above a 25%. If you're in the 30%, for the video hook rate, that's normally really good. Anything above that is really, really good. Video hold rate, same thing. Anything above a 10 to a 15 to a 20% is really, really solid. So as you can see in front of me, we have a bunch of different ads, and you can instantly see like the one with the most spend had like the best hook, 34%, and a video hold rate of 15%. So we'll look at what we did right in this video and duplicate the same recipe with the new creatives that we will be creating. And then if you just come down the list, so yesterday we uploaded a whole bunch of new creatives, and you can instantly see like one of the creators has a 62% video hook rate with a 26% hold rate, which is just nuts. Like, we are assuming this creative is probably going to be our best. So it has a really small like spend to it at the moment. With these really good metrics in the early days, this is kind of telling us like this is going to be an ad that we can scale a pretty long term. And then one other thing to note is when you are testing this, when you put it into a broad interest base, so basically leaving an space that is completely open, and open ad set, that's what we call it, where there isn't any targeting, there's no targeting at all. The creators that perform the best in the broad ad set are normally the ones that are going to be able to scale the most, because that's the one that's appealing to a broad amount of people, right? And yeah, that's basically it. If you guys have any questions, drop them down below. Anything you want to know of, just comment down below and I'll get to that. Awesome, guys.